Hello, my dear friends and viewers. I am your friend Shashi Goyal, and today we have very respected and famous our speaker for this today's session. Her name is Viola Edward. She is very well known as a master mentor and connector, an inspirational teacher, personal and business leader, and she is a humanitarian and a sustainable influencer. And she is valued for her intuition, experience, integrity, and creativity. On today's our Women Dialogue channel, we would like to talk and discuss about women empowerment. So as we heard a lot about women empowerment, but what it is, how it is important for any country or self, why we should talk, why we should know about it, and many more questions we will discuss in this session with our esteemed Viola Edward. Viola Edward, welcome on this platform. Thank you
Thank you,
for
Dr.
joining
Shashi.
us today.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I'm so pleased.
yeah, so first I would like to ask about what is women empowerment?
Yes. First of all, marhaba. I'm Arabic speaking too, and hola for the Spanish speaking. So I'm from Venezuela and I'm Middle Eastern background. I'm the daughter of an Iraqi, a Syrian man, and a Lebanese woman. And now I live in Cyprus, married to an Englishman. So I like to talk about this because means all the transcultural and cross-cultural that we've been involved to, so many of us like you, doctor. So that create in us a lot of richness, like a wealth beyond um, limit in a way, but also can create some doubt and some issues about belonging. So women empowerment is that if we could teach, if we could share with our girl that they can be, they can do anything and everything. I grew up with a mother who was a widow. My dad died when I was 3 and she was pregnant. So we were 3 women living together when my sister Layla, me and my mom. And as I grow up, I never thought women cannot do anything because I grew up with these 2 women that we were a unity. And between the 3 of us, we did everything. I remember my mom saying, oh, something happened with the plumbing, and going under the thing and try to do it. I'm not very good with plumbing, but my sister is quite good with mechanic thing in the car. And we were like, we would serve each other in the way of which one of us needed today and which one of us have the most important thing today. I started work at the age of 13, so I was provider. My sister was 9 when she started working on the weekend, and my mom was so young. So basically, I encounter other way of women disempowering later on life. And especially I grew up in South America and Venezuela, so we had freedom. I never felt discriminated by being foreigner or by being women. So I am worker for women rights and women equity. But I have to say that me in general, I didn't have it personally because of my life story and because of how I moved in the world in different time and different era. And still now, maybe sometime I could be discriminated because of my accent or my white hair maybe, but in general, there is much more door that open to me with me being different than door closing to me. So I would say that women empowerment start at home, independently of where we are. Because even though I was born in Iraq and I lived 8 years in Lebanon and we migrated when I was 13, the empowerment was given at home. You can. Of course you can. Prepare yourself and you will. Of course you can. And then we can understand that the system in the outside system, there is certain limitation, but if at home you can, and if at home there is no discrimination between boy and girls, it's already a huge step for the women, huge. Then when we come out to go to school and to go to university and maybe some bullying start because we're girl or we're foreigner or we're white or we're black or we're whatever, we have so much substance and confirmation inside that we can be able at least to face it and be able to talk with it in our family. And then, of course, it's very important to have mentorship and to have consultancy from early age when the children face discrimination.
Yeah,
So I think
that's very
I
well you
just love
said.
it to
Yeah,
work with
that's
educators
true.
because
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but like as you have very diverse, experience and culture associated with your from childhood till the time you was growing up, I just would like to ask one thing which you can share with our viewers and especially the women. What thing they should feel like they should start early in their life to feel empowered or to create that kind of environment in their home, like as you was explaining little bit acts of engineering to repairing and
Yes.
all. So what
Yes.
kind of thing they should have in their mindset or implement
Yes,
in
I
their.
would say, yeah, I would say since the beginning, same in school. I have some client who would tell me, my mom will tell me, we will wake up, both of us, me and my brother, to go to school. And my mom will tell me, quickly, do your brother bed. We're talking about other generation. And she said, I never question it. I never question why he couldn't do his bed and I should do his bed. Yeah. So so I think from the beginning at home to try to treat the kids in an equal way of equal possibility of choices. Of course, as I told you, I grew up with a sister who's younger than me 4 years, but actually physically she was stronger than me. So it's not about all of us, we have to do gender equality. It doesn't mean that all of us, we have to break the wood and all of us, we have to cook with the same talent. It's about where is the talent of the child, but definitely we need to learn how to provide for ourselves our own food, the basic thing, and not leave it also to one of the gender to be in charge of that part and another part to be in charge of another part. Yeah. So as we grow up, it was very obvious that I was the book girl and I was a little bit like not wanting too much to do hard work physically. And while my sister will jump into an opportunity that include physical work, yeah, and that is good. It's not to say to one of the girl, you don't have to do that because you're a girl. It's how to see her ability and her quality and encourage each one of us in where our personality is moving and how to minimize the impact of the limitation. And I would say that could be done with both genders since the beginning.
That's very well said. But in current scenario, like when the whole world is in the pandemic of COVID-19, and we are all are facing a lot of challenges and job losses and a lot of extra burden. So definitely, I believe you have found some of the impact in maybe your professional and personal life. So what way during this pandemic life women especially they should manage, or what they should do to keep that spirit in their life?
Yeah. First of all, connect with other women. Ask, please, I beg you, as a psychotherapist, don't leave your pain alone. Living the traumas and the pain alone create other consequences and create other pain. There is a lot of studies about that, how when you have an impact, a shock, a trauma, and you keep it for yourself, how very soon, 3 months, 6 months on the road, you are facing an illness in some other part of the body. So the one thing that I really ask you, don't leave your doubt, don't leave your pain alone. So reach out to your neighbor, reach out to your cousins, reach out to anybody that you trust in your family or in your friend or your colleague. And women are where we are today because of our curiosity, because of our creativity, because we ask, because we find different way to be able to reach where we want to reach when many women couldn't do it. Yeah. So the one advice for you, please reach out. Secondly, maybe you reach out to your cousin loves you and she wants to help you, but it's like sometimes it's like we call it folk therapy. Yeah? It's that when they tell you, give you an advice, but they are not professional and they are so connected with you. So ask for help. Once you ask for the first help, ask for the professional help. Maybe in your community, maybe in your culture, that's not very popular, but doesn't matter. These one break the rule. So go and ask for help, professional help. And if the first one doesn't work, go for the second, the third, until you find somebody that really can understand you and support you in a holistic way, in an energetic way, and especially with a lot of respect for your culture. So when we talk about psychotherapeutical work or psychotherapeutical mentoring work, it's not a package of happiness and empowerment that help everybody in the same way. The person that is in front of you professionally should know about your culture, the possibilities, non-possibilities, limitation, and the language, how you can vibrate with. For that is very, very important. And then, of course, keep learning. For example, me, I'm a result of non-formal education because I interrupted school at the age of 13 because of migration and work. And it took me ages to enroll back in the system. And I could never enroll back properly because I didn't have the undergraduate. And then basically what I am, I call myself a study beggar. So I go to different institutions and beg them and choose what I want to study and beg and beg and beg and really do whatever it has to be done. Do the homework, do the thesis, do the presentation, do the payment, go to lesson, do everything. And if I don't get the final title, it's okay. Because what I need at this stage of my life, and since I was 30, what I needed is the knowledge, is the possibility to understand more and to be able to, how you say, to fill out the holes that I felt that were created when I interrupted my formal schooling. So this is what I do nowadays. I do non-formal education. I train people in coaching, in mentoring, in breathwork, in a system, in an academics, in a system that is non-formal, is alternative. So it depends where you are in the world. Maybe you have access to formal education, go for it. Maybe you don't, go for the other one, go online, keep learning, because through education, and I'm not saying education to have these and these and these other degree, wherever area you want, you know. For me, it's from if I'm baking bread, how I can do it in the best way for me, or if I'm teaching, or if I'm teaching others to drive cars, whatever is the profession, is to learn more, is to learn in an expansive way. And the third, be in a network. Me and here my dearest friend who's interviewing me today, we met in a network in Female Wave of Change, and we met and we've been together 2-3 times and we connected, and here we are together creating another appendix, another branch to be at your service today. So please be, so first, don't leave your pain on alone. Second, please go to professional help too. Third, keep learning whatever you want, keep learning. And fourth, please be in a network and change network. If you grow more than the network itself, just change, you know, and we have the right to change. So yeah,
that's very
right,
well said,
and right, and say your story.
Yes, that's very well said. As you said, like keep learning, because most of time female at the many culture or many societies, they feel stuck in their life, and they feel like now my resources or my limitation is this boundary or this culture or this much area only I can reach. But as you shared your story, as you shared how we can network, we can reach out, that's very important. And I think most of female, they feel that's something they are stucking off. And if they can reach out, they can spread their network, they can get themselves empowered, they can get themselves what they are looking for. Yeah, that's very important, exactly. As you said. Exactly. That keep learning, whether it is cooking or whether it is baking a bread. That's very beautiful example you quoted, because in many culture, female feel like, okay, just we are cooking all the time. We are just, having limitation of doing house chores. But out of house chores, how they can develop and become empower themselves. That's very important. Yeah. But one more thing I would like to ask.
I always say about that. One minute. I want to, Shash, one minute. I want to say about that, because I want to tell you that we went into difficult situation in life. And we managed to go through, because my mom was a great cook. And she did two things when she was raising us up. One is to cook for others, and two is to fix clothes and to make tailoring for others. She's self-made too. She was self-made too. And this is how she raised us up. This is how she paid our schooling. This is, so, you know, whatever talent you have, whatever. Because of my mom was a cook, I start giving lessons of how to become healthy and vegetarian. And whatever you learn is going to help you. Nowadays, from seeing my mom all the time sewing for others, I have a good idea about fashion, about comfort, and I'm involved in sustainable fashion. I'm in a program, by the way, that was a friend of mine who's a designer, Winky Singh. She go to prison and she helped women to transform from being convict to be entrepreneur. And I think that all because I saw my mom doing all these things, and I have the love for that. So nothing that you know, everything that you know, I mean, is good for something, always. So whatever you like, just keep doing it. Just learn more about it. This is what I mean.